And then in the second chapter, that's when he got Ishmael. And he wasn't even there yet, because the Median Kenite comes to pass in the book of 25. And also, what would you call him again? Esau was not born yet, so he could not have been from here when it was mentioned in Genesis chapter 25, because they say that this one is Esau, and then therefore this one would be then Midian, which is not. They say that this one is from Ishmael, which is not, and this one is from Esau, which is not, because they didn't exist at that time, not yet, because Abraham didn't have children yet. So enough of this one. So back to over here. Oh, yeah, then. Right, Judges 4:11. Now Heber the Kenite, which was of the children of Hobab, the Medianite, is the brother-in-law of Moses. If you read the other translations, it's going to explain to you. But let me get that real quick. Let me see something. Judges 4:11, Hub. You will see here, I already clicked it, by the way. Brother-in-law. This is brother-in-law. See? Anyway, we know it's his brother-in-law. So going on, had severed himself from the Kenites, that pitched his tent unto the plain of Zanaim, which is in Kadesh. So where? Let me see here. Now where is Kadesh, right? Kadesh. Well, I can actually get it. Oh yeah, I got it here. Kadesh is here, in Naphtali. So here is where he was. Kadesh. Zanaim is here too. Wait, let me double check that. Yeah, I checked it already, but let me double check it again. Kadesh. Also Hamath. We're gonna talk. It's gonna mention that place also soon. But let me see here. If you zoom in a little bit here, then it's gonna show here with here Zananim, and you have here then Kadesh, Naphtali, but yeah, you had it in this region. The Kadesh was here, Kadesh here, and then you have Kadesh Naphtali. And the reason why you have certain things is, for example, you have, let me see, an example was, there was also a place, Bethlehem, yeah. There's also a Bethlehem in, wait, let me show it you. No, here, then. Maybe it's here then. Oh yeah, check this out. Now, you have this word Bethlehem, right? Which is, everybody knows it's in Judah. But you also had a Bethlehem in Zebulun. And you had also another place, which is here, for example. Now check this out. Let me see. This one, Joshua 18. You see this word here? Athorathadar, but it's actually Athor, right? And this was in the land of Benjamin. Athor, right? Athor, Ataroth, man. And here you have another Ataroth here, but it's distinguished from. Wait, let me see. How do you spell that? Atarot. This Ataroth this one is in Judah, right? But this one is in Benjamin. But then it's Ataroth Adar. So you have that's the same point that I'm trying to make with this one. You have here Kadesh Naphtali, and then you have here Kadesh, which is where Heber was. Anyway, going on. So you have it, like I said, these names are, they could confuse you if you don't know that that things like this exist. But if you know that it exists, then you will be more cautious to actually not fall for it or get confused and stuff like that. So that's also one of the reasons I'm doing this, if it's interesting for you anyway. Which is by Kadesh. It's in the neighborhood anyway. So right. So going on. Judges chapter 4 verse 17. Howbeit Sisera fled away on his feet to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. So she was an Israelite, but she had him as what do you call the thing again? As a husband. Wow. For there was peace between Jabin, the king of Hazor, and the house of Heber the Kenite. And I don't have to read on. You can read the rest for yourself if you have the time. But the point is that Heber the Kenite had Jael for a wife, which is an Israelite. So what was happening between the Kenites and us? We was intermingling with each other from time to time. Right. This is 1 Samuel chapter 27 verse 10. And Achish said, whither have you... Okay, I already read that if I'm correct. Basically, he said that King David lied when he said, I killed the people of South Judah and the Jerahmeelites, which are Judites, and south of Kenites. But he didn't, because if you go to the book of 1 Samuel chapter 30, verse 29, is when he gave gifts to these same people that he told the king of Gath that he killed. You know, he shared the spoils that he got from the enemies, which were the Geshurites, the gezrites, and Amalekites. He got those spoils, and he shared it with these people. And when I look at this, I'm like, whoa, it's a lot of people, and therefore it must have been a lot of stuff that he got from them. But these are Judites, but they're called Jerahmeelites from their forefather Jerahmeel. And then he made a lot of children, and then they was called Jezreelites. And you can get that understanding also out of the book of Numbers chapter 3 that we used to call you also have the Heberites, by the way. Heberites, for example. Heberites. But these were sons of what was it again? Which verse was that? 45. Asher, children of Asher after their families, and one of them got Heber. Yeah, check this out. Numbers chapter where was I? Numbers 26 and 44. Of the children of Asher after their families, of Jimnah, the families of the Gemionites, of Jeshuri, the family of the Geshurites. Don't get it twisted with Jebusites. Yeah, it comes to my head, kind of confusing almost. And Berai, the family of the Beriites, of the sons of Beriah, which is this man, of Heber, the family of the Heberites. So when you read this, you might think that it would be then the Kenites. No, it's actually Asher. So that's why you should be I'm trying to be very careful. Right, that's why I'm very careful to check up stuff. And sometimes you're still going to make mistakes. So Lord willing, He's going to correct that. But yeah, I'm just telling you that it's a possibility. These things exist. So next time when you read stuff, you would be warned, and then you would be cautious. Because you can think, for example, I made the mistake by saying the Geshurites were Hamites, but I do know that they're Aram, people of Aram. So you can make that mistake, whether you know it or not. Unwillingly or willingly. Well, sorry, unwillingly or just unknowingly. That's what I mean. But you might say something that you slip it with the mouth. So it says here, and against the Jaramites, and against the south of Kenite. So I already read that, yeah. This also. Okay, so right, these are the Kenites, right? But they're from Median, which goes back to Abraham. Okay. But then you had the other Medianites, which is Japheth, if I'm correct. But I don't want to go up in that now. I'll do, Lord willing, I'll talk about it later because, yeah, it's kind of confusing, but it's all good. Okay, so that part. So now, let me see. Now, let me see something. It shows you that the Heberites, the Kenites, they was actually living in the midst of us because he cut himself off from the rest of the Kenites. So they was living in the midst of us, right? The Kenites. And his descendants go into the book of, wait, let me go to the book of First Chronicles, chapter 1. Sorry, chapter 2. First Chronicles chapter 2. Where is it? No, not there. Kind of irritating. Here then. Here. Oh, here was the other one that I was looking for. Anyway. First Chronicles. Let me drink a little bit of water, sorry. Right. First Chronicles chapter 2 verse 55. Here is a little bone also to pick. Or was it in chapter 4? One of those two. Where it makes it look like an Egyptian is in the midst of, yeah, here. There's it again. Yeah, an Egyptian. But I'll have to do a separate video about that, But just remember that in the book of Numbers chapter 13, it says that Caleb is from the tribe of Judah. Just remember that part, or else it would be a contradiction, which the Bible doesn't contradict itself. It's man that does things. The father of Hebron. Hebron is also a place, and it's also a name of a man. You see, this is what I, for example, mean. And you have the same thing here with the Kenites, if I'm correct here. No, Jehun. Because I was saying this in the video before this. I was saying that, wow, where is it, bro? Here. I was saying that a place was also called, because you had here, this place was called Mount Pisgah, or Pisgah. And then you had a person that, because I said like there's a person with the same name. Well, it's actually not 100% the same name. It's actually Pishpa instead of Pisgah. So the letter changed. Pishpa versus Pisgah. Right. I don't know if it's a relation. I have no idea. But sometimes you have places that have name of people, and people have name of places. And sometimes they change one letter, and sometimes they add a few letters, and all that type of stuff. Right. So going on back to over here, First Chronicles chapter 2. Right. Now it says, First Chronicles chapter 2 verse 55. And the families of the scribes which dwelt at Jabez. And where was Jabez? Jabez was that's an East Indian woman. No, it's a Jake, if I'm correct. Anyway, Jabez was that thing here in the corner. I wanted to use her for an example, but leave it. And let me see, Jabez. Wait, I need to find it. Right, Jabez was a place in Bethlehem, so it was in Judah. Right, so it was in Bethlehem in Judah. Okay, so going on. Now it says here, 1 Chronicles chapter 2, verse 55. And the families of the scribes which dwelt at Jabez, the Tiratites, the Shimeathites. Now it's almost spelled the same way as one of the sons of Judah, so that's why I say like it's tricky, because it's almost spelled the same. One of the sons of Judah has this name also. And the Sukhites. These are the Kenites that came of Hamath, but it's actually Hamath, the father of the house of Rechab. So the Rachabites are Kenites also. And let me show you something. And this is Hamath. Hamath was, so where was that? It was near Kadesh, Naphtali. So here you had the Kenites also, but here up here you had the Kenites also in Kadesh, because they was sticking around in the time of, no, it's not here. No, it's not here. They was sticking around in the time of Jael, Heber. You know, the Heber made children with her, most likely, because it's his wife. Let me see. Okay, let me just grab this one then. Which here, up here is Kadesh, here. And let me get another picture then, which is here. So here you had Kadesh, and here you had Hamath. But it's spelled Hamath, but it's Hamath. As you can see here, let me... Oh, no, it's here. Right, so it says Hemeth, right? So if you look up that word, Hemeth, which is 1 Chronicles 2:55, the Hebrew word thereof is Hebrew 2574. Hebrew 2574, it says Hamath, or Hamath actually, which is here spelled then Hamath, without the letter A. So they do these type of things, which is very irritating sometimes and frustrating. But if you know of its existence, then you would be more cautious to be like, hey, wait a minute, let me look. I think they're talking about this. And sometimes you're right, sometimes you're not. For example, when you look at this word, you'd be like, these are one of the sons of Judah, right? And these are one of the sons of Judah, Gezrites. But when you look at this, you'd be like, okay, what's that? Hebrew 26 verse 80. It says here, Chatazayah ha mana chathaya, and then they would say Manassites, but it's actually a little bit different. It's more Chatazayah ham, what way again? Chatazayah hamana. So this is manachataya, right? But they would say basically Manasseh. That's what they would say in the English, but that's not what it says right here. You see how they butcher stuff? Here it says, let me see. Chatazayah, right? And then here, and then it says ha ma na ha ta ya. That's what it says. And if you think if you don't know what I just did, then I'll go here, for example, here, and then I'll put the Assyrian. Oh, I didn't put it. Let me see. Wait. Right, so let me show you how I read that. So this is ha. By the way, Hebrew you read from right to left. So this is the ha here. No, ha actually. This one here, this one. It's spelled a little bit different, but wait, I mean, this one, it is this. Got the ha with the opening here is the ha, and then this one, look. It's this one is the ha, which is this thing here, and then you have this one, which is the taza, is this one here. Then you have the little one, which is the ya, which is this one here. Maybe this one is a little bit better. This one is a little bit better than. Okay, so these are the words, how you pronounce it. This one, and then just the columns are straight down. Okay, you have the first one, which is ha, which is this one, ha, and then the second one is taza, which is this one, which is taza. If you need to look down, and then the third one is the ya, which is here. You need to look down. This one is it. And the reason why it says here, use these letters if letters above fall at the end of word. That's where these kick in. But right, okay, so this is hatazaya, and the other one is ha, which is this one here with the opening thing, ha. This one is a ma, as you can see here. This first one, if it was the end, then it would be like this, but it's not. It's in the middle or in between letters, so it's this. And then the second one after that is a na, which is this one, mana. So it says here hamana, and then this one is ha again. Wait, let me see. No, you got the tha, actually tha. This one, and then you have the ya again, which is this one. So what does it say? It says Chatazaya, Hamanachatha. That's what it says. And if you look up Manasseh, which is, let me see, Genesis 4:8 and 5, if I'm correct. Yeah, here Manasseh is Manasha, which is Manasseh. But this one is Manassite. Let me see if I can get the other one, Manassites. Let me see. Manassites. Wait, Manassite. Shit, how you spell that one then? I need to find the plural of it. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it. If you can find it, can you please tell me in the comment board, because I'm looking for it. But anyway, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It's not for salvation's sake. It's just a name. I don't want to be too fussy with the genealogy thing. The point of me bringing it up in the first place is to show you that there's difference with when something is written in the Hebrew compared to something that is written in the English. Right? Because it's different. If you was to see this, you'd be like, what is that? Well, it's actually another form of, because it says, I'll get to that later, but Hebrew 2680. Then it says a whole different word. But it says this for the Manassites. See Manasseh causing to forget. Half of Manassites also spelled like Hebrew 2679. 2679. And which is this one. And it's spelled a little bit, let me see. Wath. So this is a W. So this is a Tha. And this is a, see, it changed. Look at the letters. The two last letters will change. As you can see. Only the two last letters change. So, but is it written different in the English? No. Because here is, where is it? Hebrew 2680. And then the other one is, here's Hebrew 2680. And if you look at this word, Manahetites. Manahetites. It's written the same thing in the English. But if you look at it at the Hebrew, it's actually a different word compared to this one. You see? So, yeah, this one is spelled like, it's spelled like, ha. Or you could put double A if you want to. Hataza, yeah. With ha, ma, na, ha, wa. This one. Hamana hawath. That's what it says. That's what it says here. Right. So, it's kind of tricky sometimes, you know. But that's why Yahushua said, hey, don't bother yourself too much with endless genealogy. But I'm not. This is not endless. This has an end. Because I'm not making it endless. I'm stopping it for explanation's sake and then leaving it. I don't want to go on in this because I'm gonna get tired mentally. All these words. This is endless. That's why I didn't even want to read the first Chronicles, Book of Chronicles. There's action in the Book of Chronicles, but I don't like the name things. I don't really like it. You know, it's very confusing, all these names. This is in Benjamin, and the other one was then therefore in Judah, if I'm correct, something like that. I know of it, but it's not that 100% important. Okay, so cool. So now I'm gonna go back to where I was. Okay. So this is then First Chronicles chapter 2, verse 55, and the families of the scribes which dwelt at Jabez. Oh yeah, that's what I was looking for. Jabez is, where did I put it? Here. It's in Judah. I already did that. I can click this away actually. Oops. Wait. Right, going on. Now it says, let me see. Okay, Jabez is in Judah, right? So where were they? Let me click on these words also. So, and the families of the scribes which dwelled at Jabez, the Kenites, this word here, and this word here. So let me look it up. So it says here 8:6, Hebrew 8:654. Hebrew 8:654. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. I can, but it's gonna take time. Is it what? Thaya. Anyway. One of the three families of Kenites, scribes, living at Jabez. So they was living among the Judahites, and they were scribes, which is taking records and stuff like that, writing it down. So these were this one, families of scribes. Yeah, there was given a task among us. The families of the scribes at Jabez. This is the third one, by the way. Sakath, Shawakathya. It was just the Sukkahites, Bushmen, so-called. A family of scribes at Jabez and descendants of Judah through Caleb. That's not what they are, because you can't be of the nation of Israel. But what was happening was, we was making children with them. So if this is a Kenite and this is an Israelite man, if I take if the Israelite man takes then to Judah, takes a wife of the Kenites, then the children belong to Judah. But they might call you the child a Kenite because of her mother, because of the mother, for making differentiation, so that, for example, let's say you live in America, but you come to Europe, in England or whatever, Netherlands, and your name is Michael, right? And then you go to maybe Germany or something, and then you have friends there, but his name is Michael too, and then another one, coincidentally, his name is also called Michael. Well, how would we call you? We would call you Michael from America. But let's say the Michael from America comes and lives here, and then gets children, and then these two Germans that live here also have two children later on, and then they call them the same names. Let's say their name was Leroy, whatever. Whoa. Anyway, Leroy 1, Leroy 2, Leroy 3. But he's now born in Germany, or maybe just one Leroy, But then they would then, for example, what they would do then is then say, oh, he's Leroy the American, but he's living there. He's living in this state. And then his descendants might catch that name also, even though they don't have the same name as the two other friends. But they might keep that name for a few generations, and then they would call them, this generation, this bloodline, they would call them the Americans. For example, I'm just giving an example of a fact, right? So they could do stuff like that. But a family of scribes at Jabez, and descendant of Judah through Caleb. But you have to also understand, Caleb also had a son which was called Kenaz. So that's also confusing. That Kenaz is an actual Israelite. He's actual Judahite. And Caleb, his brother, was also called Kenaz. If you look at the genealogy, you will see what I'm saying. One of the sons of Caleb was called Kenaz. His grandson, actually. Caleb, wait. Which was, let me see something. First Chronicles 4 and 15. 4 and 15. I have it somewhere here. First Chronicles 4 and 15. It says, and the sons of Caleb, the son of Jehunan, Iru, Elah, and Naam, and the sons of Elah, even Kenaz. So Elah is the son of him, Caleb, the Jehunite, which was called the Kenizite, not Kenite, Kenizite. That's another one. I'll get to that, Lord willing, later. So it says here Kenaz, right? So everyone that would come from him would be a Kenizite. Also the same as his father's name, which was called a Kenizite, not a Kenite. Those were the Medianites. But anyway, Kenizite is something else. So now you would have these would then be the families of the Kenizites. Ooh, that could trick you up. But it's not really mentioned like that. But I'm sure it's going to be. But a lot of things are not mentioned. I'm going to give you an example how things are not mentioned. First Chronicles chapter 4, not all the time mentioned. First Chronicles chapter 4, verse 1. The sons of Judah, Pharez, Hezron, and Carmi, and Hur, and Shobal. That's, if you look at this, you'd be like, where's the other twin? Where is Sora or Zara? He's not mentioned here. He's mentioned somewhere else. Because here, sons of Judah, which was what? Genesis 35 here. Sons of Judah. Here, Genesis 46, sorry. Genesis 46 and 12. And the sons of Judah, and Onan, and Shelah, and Pharez, and Sarah, which is the forefather of the Zerarites. You spell it different, man. I don't even want to I don't know how to pronounce it sometimes. I just I know it's spelled three different ways sometimes, 'cause very irritating. But Er and Onan died in the land of Canaan, and the sons of Pharez were Hezron and Hamul. Okay, so now if you go to the Chronicles, you're going to be confused, because you're going to be like, wait a minute, Hezron is not his son. Technically, it actually is. Just like how you have, I actually clicked it away, shouldn't have done that. Technically, just like how you have Genesis chapter 48 verse 5, and now thy sons. So Jacob is telling Joseph about his two sons, and now thy sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, which were born unto thee in the land of Egypt before I came unto Egypt, unto thee into Egypt, are mine. How? Just as Reuben and Simeon are mine. They, Ephraim and Manasseh, shall be mine. So these are his grandchildren that are his, because it is his bloodline. Same thing as how we are the children of Abraham. We're not the children of Abraham, but we are the children of Abraham. The children of Abraham are those 6 sons and those other 2 sons, which is Ishmael and Isaac. Those are the children of Abraham. But the children of Isaac are also the children of Abraham. I hope I'm not confusing you. Right. Because if you look at the book of, let me see, what is it? First Chronicles 2? Let me look at it here then, actually. Here. It shows you that with these, wait. It says these are the sons of, I put it somewhere. Let me see. These are the sons of, yeah, here you do see a little bit more in detail, but I'm not looking for that. This is what I want. First Chronicles chapter 2 verse 1. These are the sons of Israel, which is Jacob, Reuben, Simeon, Levi, and Judah, which is his 4th, Issachar and Zebulun, Dan, Joseph and Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. If you count it, you will see that you will not see 1. Actually 2, but actually 1. Because Joseph was counted as, what was it again? Ezekiel 37. Here. Ezekiel 37 verse 15. The word of Yahweh came unto me again, saying, moreover, thou son of man. He was talking to Ezekiel. He called him son of man. Take thee 1 stick, which is, nowadays we have a board where you can see the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. Take thee 1 stick, and write upon it, for Judah, and for the children of Israel, his companions. Take thee another stick, and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim. So Joseph is intertwinable with Ephraim. For all the house of Israel, his companions. So the 10 tribes, and here the 3 tribes, which would then therefore make it 13 tribes. But Dan is not mentioned, so, and now Levi has become a tribe, because Levi was not having land. If you can see it here, he didn't have land. Where was Levi living? In the midst of Simeon, a portion, in the midst of Judah, a portion, in the midst of Reuben, Gad, Benjamin, Ephraim, Dan, Manasseh, of course here too, Issachar, Zebulun, Asher, and Naphtali. They was living in the midst of them. Right, so where was I? Here, I think. Right. So if you see here, you would see then there is not named Manasseh later on, because Manasseh is not an actual son of Israel, but he is his grandfather, his grandson, therefore then. And whose grandfather? Through Joseph. But Joseph, his name was later, the tribe of Joseph, their name was later changed into the tribe of Ephraim. And then the tribe of Manasseh came with it. Manasseh, yeah, I can't write. But yeah, Manasseh, you should put that here in your head. Manasseh would be then therefore here as the, 13th name actually. Well, if you were to read it, it would be then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Manasseh would then be 13. And if you don't count him, then it would be 14. But Ephraim, Joseph, his name was basically replaced or intertwinable with Ephraim. So you put Ephraim for him. And then you put Manasseh. And then Dan is not mentioned in the book of Revelation chapter 7. That's why I'm not talking about Dan. Because I don't know. If you don't know, you need to be quiet. Excuse me. So that's why it's not mentioned here. That's why you don't see Manasseh there. But Manasseh is one of the sons, because I just read it to you. Ephraim and Manasseh belong now to Jacob. So, okay, that part is away. Done away with. Okay, so now what am I looking for again? So that's how we did things back in the days. Okay, so now going back to over here. Wait, so let me read it again. First Chronicles chapter 2, verse 55. And the families of the scribes which dwelled at Jabez in Judah, the Terahites, the Shimeites, and the Sukhathites, these are the Kenites that came of Hamath. It's spelled Hemeth, but it's Hamath, which is here. Let me remember this here. Okay. Here. Hamath is here. This. Because Kadesh, the people of Heber, they were here in Kadesh. So they were lingering around in Naphtali, hanging around there. But they was also in Benjamin at Jericho. I'll get that later. The Kenites were here too. As you can see, wait, let me get that here. Here. Now this is the book of Judges chapter 1, verse 16. And the children of the Kenites, Moses' father-in-law, went up out of the city of palm trees. Now what is the city of palm trees? Wait, let me read on. With the children of Judah into the wilderness of Judah, which lieth in the south of Arad. And they went and dwelled among the people. Among who? The Judites. But they were dwelling among the Benjamites, because it says here, Deuteronomy 34 and 3, and the south and the plain of the valley of Jericho, the city of palm trees, unto Zoar. Right. So, Jericho is the city of palm trees. And who was in Jericho? So, Jericho was given to Benjamin. By the way, I just showed you on the map. It says right here, Benjamin, the area of Benjamin. They had Jericho, by the way. So let me go back over here. Joshua chapter 18, verse 21. Now the cities of the tribe of the children of Benjamin. These are the cities of the tribe of the tribe of the children of Benjamin. According to their families were Jericho, the city of palm trees, and Beth Hoglah, and the valley of Gezrites. Right. Okay, so there. So they had that, which is here. Okay. And then let me see something. Where am I now? Here. Okay, cool. Let me go back over here. Okay, Judges chapter 1, verse 16. So they was there first. They was hanging around there with the children of Judah, but they went from the children of they went from the Benjamites. I don't know if 100% of them left. I have no idea. It doesn't say. So I would think that a lot of times people just stick around. Not everybody would then 100% leave, you know. Just like in the New Testament, you had the tribe of Asher that was there also. There was a woman from Asher, then clearly there was a man from Asher there too, because the woman cannot bring forth a seed, her father can. Here, verse 36, Luke chapter 2, verse 36, it says, And there was one Anna, a prophetess, which is a wife of a prophet, the daughter of Penuel, of the tribe of Asher. So she was an Asherite in the time of Yahushua. That's when all the tribes, they was already gone forth to Ashtaroth, which is in the book of what is it, second Ezra chapter 12 or something, or 13. They went to America, which is the land of Ashtaroth, which is what it was called back in the days. She was of a great age, very old, and had lived with an husband 7 years from her virginity. Right, so, well, enough about that. But the point is that she was of the tribe of Asher, living in the midst of Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. This shows you that not all the tribes went away 100% of the tribes of the northern kingdom, because she belongs to the northern kingdom. And if you read the scriptures, the New Testament, it will give you the indication that all those northern kingdom tribes left in the time of Jeroboam and Rehoboam. They left. They went to the new lands, which is America. But this one clearly was still there, because Yahushua himself was at that time there. So this is not a lie, right? So therefore, I don't know. I can only guess, because, like I said, I have an example, so therefore I can think about it. Going on with the children of Judah into the wilderness of Judah, which lieth in the south of Arad. And they went and dwelled among the people. So they was living in the midst of Judah now too. And the other one, they was living in the midst of Naphtali. So now you have two Kenite groups of the same descendants of the Medianites that was living in two different portions of our land. Right, in the city of palm trees, okay? Judges chapter 4, verse 11. Now Heber the Kenite, which was of the children of Hobab, the brother-in-law of Moses, had severed himself from the Kenites, and pitched his tent unto the plain of Zaanaim, which is by Kadesh. So his descendants was in the midst of Kadesh, but the other ones were in the midst of Judah. So here I already read this one. Heber the Kenite. He was a son of Hobab. And Hobab was the son of Raguel the Medianite. Okay, so I can click this away, I think. What is this? Oh yeah, the Joshua thing. Right, the Benjamin. Okay, now this is the book of Exodus chapter 12. Because I was reading this already, but I'm going to get to it now. Exodus chapter 12, verse 37. Let me see if something is good. Let me see. Yeah, this is what I want. Exodus chapter 12, verse 37. And the children of Israel journeyed from Ramses to Succoth, about 600,000 on foot. There were men beside children. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle, which they took from the Egyptians. But the point of me reading this is to show you that the mixed multitude. So who was that? Well, if you read the book of, no, not the book, I mean the word. I looked up the word mixed multitude. I think it's here. No, it's here then. Here. Mixed multitude. It only happens 2 times in the scriptures. Well, in this order, the two words together, mixed multitude. So you go, then I went to the book of Heber here, of course. Here, mixed multitude. So I show you, then here it says here mixed. So these are two individual words, and this is just one word, right? Because it's two here, and then it's just one. But this one mixed, and then this one multitude. So I'll click on this one, which is in the book of Nehemiah chapter 13, verse 3, which is this word aram, which says wove, which is woven together, clothing, as mixed, interwoven, the other word for woven, knitted material, mixture, mixed people, mixed company, right? And if you read that chapter, the Lord said that now it came to pass when they had heard the law that they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude. So the interwoven together people of those lands, because they was intermingling with the Moabites, if I'm correct. Let me double check it. Ammonites and Moabites, because the Ammonites and Moabites cannot come into the congregation of the Lord. And I'll show you that the people of the Kenites, they were allowed into the congregation. So clearly it's talking about a different people, right? Because that's in the book of Jeremiah chapter 35, which says that the Lord, the Heavenly Father himself, told Jeremiah, go bring them into the house of the Lord. The whole house of Rachabites, which are the Kenites, which dwelled in Jabaz, his descendants are here. No, you don't want to change. So the Lord said, I'm going to read it later, but the Lord said, go unto the house of Rebekah and speak unto them, and bring them into the house of the Lord. So yeah, this one. And you couldn't just come into the house of the Lord, but anyway, that's a whole nother story. I'll get to that later. But they were not allowed. So Nehemiah chapter 13 verse 1. On that day they read in the book of Moses in the audience of the people, and therein was found written that the Ammonites, which is in the book of Numbers 23, that the Ammonites and the Moabites should not come into the congregation of Yahweh forever, because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water, but the Rachabites did meet us with bread and with water. I think I'm going to get that later too. They met us with friendly relations, because in the time of Hobab, that's why Moses said, also Samuel, I'll get to that later too, because he's going to say it too. Now it says here, should not come into the congregation of Yahweh forever, because they met not the children of Israel with bread and with water, but hired Balaam against them, that he should curse them. Howbeit our power Yahweh turned the curse into a blessing. But Balaam didn't give up, because he wanted us destroyed too. He couldn't curse us. So what did he do? He actually caused us to sin, because he knew, I can't curse them. Shit. How can I make them curse themselves? Then he brought, in the book of Numbers chapter 25, and also in the book of Numbers chapter 30, then he brought the Medianites with their demon worship nonsense, but they was pretty women. That's why I wanted to show you the pictures, because some of them are beautiful. But that dark-skinned woman that I showed you, she's not a Medianite. But you had Medianites that look like that too, so don't get it twisted. Not just the pale, white-looking ones and stuff like that. That's not true. That's not the reality of the world. But anyway, you had beautiful women of the Medianite nation, and they caused the Israelites to sin, because you're going to follow after their God. That's why if you have let's say a chick from another nation, I'm just giving an example, okay? Let's say an Edomite female, she might make you start worshiping devils by, you love her, right? Therefore, you want to make her happy. That's what men want to do for their wife. And then therefore, you would, she's sad. She wants to celebrate Christmas because she's a fool, but she wants to celebrate Christmas but it's not it's not supposed to be done like that. So, because you love her, you might fall into it. You'll be like, oh, you know what? It's just a Christmas tree. It's just Christmas. And then before you know it, the Lord's going to destroy you and your household, because you did that. You were a dummy. But because you love her and you fell for her, just like Adam, you're gonna listen to her. Yeah, you shouldn't listen to your wife all the time. In the case of Abraham, he should have listened to his wife. The Most High said, "Listen to your wife." So that's an exception. So don't get your head all filled up that your husband should be listening to you because of Sarah. The Most High told. Wait, let me get it. Sorry. Listen to thy wife. Genesis 21 and 12. And the heavenly Father, through the angel, said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad, because he wanted to keep Ishmael, because that was his only son, and because of thy bondwoman, which was Hagar, which was a Hamite. And all that Sarah had said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. See, the Lord told him, listen to her. For in Isaac shall thy seed be called. Because Sarah was like, get this beast away from me. She hated him because he was mocking her because she couldn't get pregnant. So he was laughing at her like, you're barren. My mother got me. What do you got? So she was angry, justifiable. And then she said, get this guy away from my son. I don't want him to have any inheritance of him, because she was very protective of her son, like a bear cub, like a mother bear with her cubs. Come around, I'm trying to kill you, So very protective, because that was her only child, because she had not got a child for 90 years long. And if I'm correct, it was 91 years long. And if I'm correct, she was the one that did not see Jacob, her grandson. If I'm correct, yeah. Well, 90, 40. Yeah, she didn't see him. She's the one that didn't see Jacob, if I'm correct. Right. Yeah. I'm thinking, sorry. It wasn't Abraham. He did see it. I think it was Sarah, but I need to go count again, so sorry about that. Anyway, so it says here. Yeah, I already read that. Going on. What did I just read? Oh yeah, listen to your wife. And the other one was because you listen to your wife, cursed are you. Yeah. Genesis 3:17. And unto Adam he said, because thou hast hearkened unto the voice of thy wife, and hast eaten of the tree of which I commanded thee, saying, thou shalt not eat of it, cursed be the ground for thy sake. It's because for you, cursed be the ground. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. Because back in the days, we didn't have to work the land. We just throw a seed and it will grow. Nowadays, you gotta do farming and stuff like that. And that was not so in the beginning. You didn't have to work. But because he listened to his wife, that he got cursed. The land, basically the earth was cursed. And we too. Us too. Right. So Nehemiah 13 and 2. No, 3. Now it came to pass, when they had heard the law of the Ammonites and the Moabites, that they separated Israel. Sorry, what? That they separated from Israel all the mixed multitude, because they was hanging around these busters. So they was clearly not allowed. But the Rachabites were, which were the Kenites, which were the Medianites, and not the Hamite Kenites. Right, okay, so now that part. And oh yeah, here mixed multitude. Here this word mixed in the book of Exodus chapter 12 verse 38. This word mixed. Oh yeah, this word also it just means multitude. There's 7227 Arab, which is just many, great, number of number. Okay, it also means this, but not in this case. It means just numerous. And this word, which is Hebrews 6:154, which is woven together, which is mixed people. Arab or Irab, which is the same word as this. This is the only one that was different. But this one is together, and this one is two not multiple. I read multiple. Two separate words. These are two separate words, right? But this one is the same as this one, right? So click on this. Yeah, I don't have to click it anymore because it's the same word. But anyway, so it says here, basically mixed people, mixed company, mixture. So what was happening there when we came out of Egypt? Well, let me read it for you. Now, the book of Exodus, chapter 12, verse... No, I have another one that I already set up, right?